Well, Joe Siracusa is an author and also Dean of Global Futures in the Faculty of Humanities at Curtin University, and he joins us live from Perth, Australia. Welcome. So this is Trump's fourth indictment, but how different and significant will this be, given that he has to appear in a jail? What are you expecting?
Good to see you, Maria. Well, look, this one's very serious. The good people of Georgia want to hold Donald Trump accountable for trying to subvert an election, and they got his own words. I mean, he's on tape, as a matter of fact, and they want to make it good, and they want to book him, and they want to fingerprint him, get the mugshot, and all the rest of it, and they actually want to put him in jail. Now, Donald Trump's like a large company. Is he too big to fail? Can you put the, as the gentleman says, can you put the leader of the free world in a jail cell? Well, I don't know. But you'd think the American public would sooner or later give up on Trump. I keep thinking, Maria, that one of these indictments, and he's got 91 against him, will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's the one that will break the confidence of older Americans, independent Americans, in this particular guy. But I'll tell you what, Donald Trump is not really a politician. You know, he's a businessman. If he were a professional politician, he would never got in these kinds of trouble. And I'll tell you what, the guy should have spent some money getting some decent media advice. All the main charges against him come out of his own mouth, or as the saying goes, he was, strung up by his own petard. So I think he's had terrible advice. He's had a terrible presidency.
Okay, but Joe, the polls are showing him in the lead, so it's not having an impact there, is it?
Well, you see, this is the paradox. The worse this guy, the more trouble he gets in, the more popular he becomes, the more money he becomes. You know, frankly, when a billionaire starts taking $25 from some family in Milwaukee, I'm thinking there's something obscene about this picture. You're right. He keeps getting this rising support. And of course, as you saw the Republican debate today, never seen so many cowards in one place. No one wants to take him on. Nobody wants to say, hey, look, this is an abominable human being. Okay. This is unacceptable behavior. You can't say and do these kinds of things. And even if he didn't mean any of these things, he still doesn't pass the stupid test. I mean, how could you get in so much trouble and still have a decent IQ? I just can't believe he dug his own grave at first.
But Joe, as we said, the polls are still favoring him. Could he walk out of this, untouched, or will this be damaging for him, this fourth indictment now?
Well, I'd like to think that some of it would be damaging. I mean, there'd be a lot of thoughtful people in Iowa and Nebraska and downstate Illinois who think, do I really want to go all the way with this guy with all these charges? What if one or two of these 91 charges, indictments is correct? Do I want to go down that route? Americans sooner or later are going to have to wake up. But do keep in mind that what goes on in Washington isn't necessarily what most Americans will do on election day, because, there's something about a soap opera going on in Washington. And I think thoughtful Americans might have a change of heart. But you're right. The poll figures are inexplicable. I mean, it's sort of a paradox, and he's the only guy who got away with it. Though I must say, Bill Clinton used to get away with this kind of stuff too, by saying things like, I smoked marijuana, but I didn't inhale it. Trump's got a little bit of that luck going for him.
Okay, Joe, I just want to ask you about the 18 of his associates that will also be charged. What do you expect there? What could we learn?
Well, look, Maria, they don't have fancy lawyers. They're not going to have money to appeal. And Trump's made it very clear that he's not going to bankroll these people. So many of them will take a plea deal, or they might even flip on him or something like that. Trump will throw his associates under the bus to save his own hide. That's kind of the way he's built, as a matter of fact.
We'll leave it there. Joe Siracusa, always a pleasure to speak to you live there from Australia, Perth. Thank you.